Hi all, thank you very much for taking time out to understand how to build a service catalog for fast track ITSM adoption. In my experience, building service catalog is a very crucial step to gain a complete picture of your ITSM status. According to me, there are three viewpoints on anything: your viewpoint, my viewpoint, and correct viewpoint which no one knows. This may sound a little intriguing, however, this opinion is based on experience of implementing service catalog. Now, why I am saying there are different viewpoints, we'll come to know very soon during the presentation. Now, this is about Qlogy, what it does. We focus on service management, project management, CRM, governance, and a lot of other methodologies and practices. We have capabilities in-house to integrate various open source solutions for business needs, start from setting up call center to implementing CRM and service management framework, implementing product planning and management framework, implementing governance and control, financial control, shopping cart management, e-commerce, mobility solution, cloud integration, etc. Qlogy can help you select appropriate tools for your service management needs as well. And we deliver 1 year payback on our consulting services, process automation using open source solution. We also have implemented knowledge and learning management solutions, CRM solution, ERP solution, etc. for giving a payback of less than 1 year to our clients. This is a brief introduction about me. My name is Chandresh Adhiya. I am Principal Consultant and Chief Executive Officer for Qlogy. These are my contact details. And I am working as a business and technology consultant with an in-depth ITSM expertise, delivered ITSM projects globally, certified on all ITL modules, PMP, COBIT, ISO 20,000, 27,000, etc. certified. We have developed integrated quality model IQM for integrating various industry best practices rather than depending on one or other practice. Now, what is the basic challenge or what are the challenges of implementing IT service management? The first question business asks, is it worth it? What is the return on investment? What is my value on investment? How is it going to benefit the organization? Now, these are some of the very important questions from a business point of view which needs to be answered. And where to start your ITSM journey from? Should you go with a service approach, a functional approach, process approach, or pain value analysis approach? And very critical question that everyone has is, should you define processes first, or should you buy a tool and automate things and then keep on continually improving the processes? Many times processes become difficult to customize on tools, or tools do not have enough depth as much as is required for the ideal process implementation. Now, which processes are important? So you have to define and do the maturity assessment and understand what is the current maturity and set the target maturity that you want to achieve after your ITSM journey. and you have to maintain the momentum. There will be a lot of cultural challenges. Don't underestimate the power of culture in your ITSM journey. And the biggest challenge would be quantification of benefits. Measuring benefits is a challenge, especially when the baseline is not available. Metrics and dashboard, creating that exactly as per business requirement, and proving the benefits once it is done. Was it worth it? The biggest problem would be how organization can quantify benefits within 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. So what exactly is the payback period and return on investment, and how we can ensure this project is viable and worth it. So these are some of the things that we have to ensure as a part of ITSM implementation. Now, how service catalog helps you in achieving your ITSM adoption, or how does it help in implementing your service management? Service catalog would bring in business focus to front rather than technology focus, brings ITSM summary view in front of all stakeholders. That is very, very important. Everyone understands things very clearly. Relationship between various parties become formal and clear. Various functions, I would say, and various teams and various suppliers become formal and clear. Service catalog becomes a connecting thread for all services, and it clearly sets a direction for your ITSM project. This is how service catalog helps. Now let us look at what is the theoretical view of a service catalog as given in ITIL books. Now service as per ITIL is means of delivering value to the customers to help them achieve their outcomes without ownership of a cost and risk. What it means is service has to help customers achieve business outcomes or objectives, and cost and risks have to be managed by a service provider. Now these are important points as part of basically uh, organization's service definition. Now as per ITIL, there is a two-view service catalog where you are defining service which supports the business process as shown here, and technical support services or technical or supporting service catalog like networks, database, applications, etc. Business doesn't care about all of those things. So these are the two views, a business view and the technical view. And then of course you are linking this to a configuration management system, or a configuration record, or service asset and configuration management system. Now when we talk about implementing these processes and practices for service management across, we have to understand that first point is to bring in absolute clarity on business view of a catalog, so that business is able to relate to what service they are using, and we start defining things from there. Now there is also a three view catalog where you build viewpoints from a various business unit point of view, or you create a service catalog for a wholesale services, or bulk services, and then the retail services, or any such categorization. So you have three view catalog. Now this is a theoretical view, but what are the practical viewpoints of building a service catalog? What does service catalog really take to build? I mean, how does it really help? Now when we try to build a service catalog from a point of view of a business, and from a point of view of a particular organization, there are various challenges we will face, and those are what we are going to discuss here. Now the biggest challenge is defining a service itself. What is the service? Is service uh, what business sees and what business uses, and exactly what is the perception of users and the customers about the service. Now, is email a service, or is networking a service, or is service desk a service, is incident handling a service? What is the service? That is the first confusion everyone has to come out of, and then build a consensus on definition of service itself. And then second point is, where do you start from? My recommendation would be, start from a business and user view and a customer view always. And then scoping a service catalog. How exactly do you define the scope of your service catalog? I mean, you might end up building a bad CMDB, or end up building a bad documentation for your service catalog. It's like a story of an elephant and the blind man. Each blind man or blind person looks at one portion of the entire elephant and starts relating to it as a service. When you talk to support team, they have different perception of service. When you talk to development team, they have different perception of service. When you talk to uh, database administration team, they have a different perception. When you talk to network team, they have different perception. When you talk to application support team, they have different perception. When you talk to business, there is different perception. When you talk to user, there is a different perception. And we have to really come up with a common thought about the service and agree on the definition of a service. Now, what is the best way to go about defining a service? This is a very common question. I would typically say it depends on what is your business. I mean, I would simplify by saying whatever helps you to generate revenue is your service, and whatever is required to do to achieve that will be all processes and supporting activities. Can you charge for it? Can you bill for it? Then that is a service for you. That can be a simplest definition. And there are different perspectives of looking at what exactly is a service. And how do you then, once the service catalog scope and definition is clear, how do you link it to your configuration management system? What exactly do you do to link it to your configuration management system? And I have seen a lot of people depending on templates to build a service catalog, which is not a very good approach, because any template will restrict your thought process, will constrain your thinking, rather than helping you to think independently and objectively. So, though service catalog building can be initiated with the help of template, but I would recommend start with brainstorming and build your own template. That is the best way to start a service catalog building exercise.